Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very interesting news and brand new PlayStation patents that we're actually now having a chance to go and see. Now, as you guys may have seen on some of our most recent videos, we've been kind of sometimes seeing really cool patents and brand new technology when it comes to the PlayStation and PlayStation console. But overall, we are not always 100% sure exactly what's going to happen, how it may be implemented, but right now it kind of seems like we're seeing a mixture of AI integration, also kind of research, trying to figure out exactly how to go and live adapt the situation that you may be in on the PlayStation console. So if that doesn't really make sense, I'm going to try to explain it because at the end of the day, this technology is very cool. So I'm going to go through all this one, so make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below in case you guys would like to go and follow, and of course the brand new Samsung phone promotions as well, linked down below. And if you guys would like to, let's go and dive on into the video itself. Also, a little fun fact, I think I'm going to be doing a little bit of a fun concert. If any of you guys do play Genshin Impact, I actually will be watching that and seeing that live here in Chicago. So all around pretty cool. Just kind of some fun little nifty things. So make sure you guys are subscribed for that, or follow the Twitter. I'll maybe tweet out some pictures or talk about it later on. So if you guys have missed it, sometimes new patents come out and it brings really cool ideas when it comes to technology, when it comes to vibes, when it comes to literally everything. And this is what I like to see, because new ideas, new iterations, new console updates, new controller updates, and everything else, I do think this is a win. I do think this is cool, and I do think this is something that I, at the end of the day, would like to appreciate. And there's a brand new patent that's coming out right over now that's affecting your difficulty as everything is going on in the game itself. Now, I already can see off the top of my head of how cool this could be. So a really rough example as I try to explain it is that, let's say you're in a Elden Ring fight and you're trying to go fight someone and you're basically getting hit and you go through 20 different fights, and at the end of the day, nothing good happens. You just basically keep on getting one shot, it's all around not good. Or maybe you're playing a random, I don't know, game where just you keep on getting instantly killed, or maybe you're under leveled, or whatever it might go and be. Now, if you have these options turned on, it could potentially go and alter, as of it being live, the gameplay that's popping off. So what I mean by that is that it could be potentially maybe doing less damage, like the boss maybe doing less damage. Maybe less HP, because maybe you're doing well in terms of the fight itself, but maybe you only have 25% HP every single time. So maybe if the game wants to give you this option, probably optional, it's not existing as of right this second, but let's go and say maybe makes the HP pool a little bit smaller, and then you feel proud and you feel accomplished and you end up being the boss. Or maybe it's taking too much damage, you keep on getting one-shotted, so maybe it tones down the damage just a smidgen so you can actually try a more proper run through as well. So, kind of very intriguing information coming here from the patents too, because I like seeing these patents overall. So for this, we're going to talk about this where Sony has now filed a patent that would see PlayStation game difficulty adapt in real time depending on player skill level. Now, this actually was reported a little bit ago too as well in terms of the patent and actually the filing, so just want to go talk about it right now because it seems kind of fun. So as reported by Insider Gaming, the adaptive difficulty calibration for skills-based activities in virtual environments patent was filed as of December 7, 2023. Though filing a patent doesn't guarantee this technology will emerge, it does mean that Sony is actually looking into it as a potential feature for upcoming PlayStation games. It would see Sony collect data from players in real time to presumably provide them a more satisfying gaming experience by either increasing the difficulty level to ensure enough challenge is presented, or by reducing it to avoid frustration. So the patent doesn't just reference blanket difficulty levels like easy or hard either, but instead specifically mentioning elements like increase in certain player abilities or alter the number of enemies and so on. So this is actually kind of a cool idea, because if we kind of go through the just rough idea of the patent itself, it's kind of like live feeding into the information that we have to see if it's good or bad. Now, what I mean by that is kind of good. I like the idea of things can change. I like the idea of I'm having issues, I can make it easier, harder, or whatever it might be. Now, at the end of the day, I do not think, and I would like to hear actually your thoughts and comments and so on down below, I don't think I'd want to go and have it instantaneously do this on every single game I play, on every single option I play. Sometimes I'd want to have a chance to turn this off. Now, this technology is not out yet, but the patent itself was assigned and also being made and developed in all of this. So, it's intriguing to see, because I think it's cool. So let's say you're having issues, and another random example. Let's say there's 8 mobs on the screen, and they just keep on going and just destroying you very quickly. You always have 2 left. So let's say maybe let's try to tone down that same exact scenario to maybe 7 mobs on the screen, and then you could try to see if it gets better, gets worse, goes on from there. I think it's cool. And obviously, if this is an optional feature, well, let's say you just want to do a single-player game, you're trying to go through the experience, you're trying to have a nice casual vibe, I think it's good. I think it'd be fun. I could see people utilizing it. But on the reverse, as long as I could turn this off, let's say I'm playing an Elden Ring type game, Dark Souls type game, even God of War game, I want to have the full experience. I do not want to go and I want the difficulty that the devs sometimes will go and supply, because I want that challenge. I don't want an easy mode, and it depends on the game I'm playing. But once again, that'd be kind of nice to either have it on or off, or have it through options or whatever it may go and be, because it would be kind of intriguing to see this nonetheless. Because like I said, some people just want the story, some people just want the experience, some people don't mind this little baby bit of help. Because some people want to just win. But someone like me, I don't mind having that like back and forth grog. Like I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter. If it was a little bit easier, I don't want to like it. And I'm trying to tone down the stuff I have in the game itself to make everything a little bit more on the chiller side. Either way, it's kind of intriguing because they're also maybe going to be potentially collecting data from players in real time to presumably provide them a more satisfying gaming experience by either increasing the difficulty level to ensure enough challenge is presented or by reducing it to avoid frustration. The patent doesn't just reference a blanket difficulty levels like easy or hard, as we kind of talked about, so it also has a little bit more of a wider variety of what can actually have a chance to see. The collected data may be evaluated to identify whether a user gaming performance level corresponds to an expected level of performance. The patent reads, when the user gaming performance level does not correspond to an expected level of performance, parameters that change the difficulty of the game may be changed automatically. So once again, this is kind of the game itself, kind of sitting through all of this and realizing, hey, you're maybe a little bit too good, so maybe they actually might even bump up the difficulty. Let's say you're kind of streamlining through a game and everything's like taking you 2 seconds and typically it takes 20 seconds. Well, overall, the game itself might live adjust it and make the game a little bit harder. Maybe on the reverse. Add a few more mobs, maybe make bosses a little bit harder, maybe make them hit a little bit harder. And once again, that also would be a cool option and feature if it is a bonus thing, if it's something special, if it's something cool. Now, at the end of the day, I would hope and people would enjoy this and appreciate this, and I think there's potential here as long as they do it correctly. Now, once again, though, I think the option of choice, I'm going to stress this a lot throughout this video, that's the biggest thing. They say parameters that relate to movement speed, delay or hesitation, character strengths, numbers of competitors, and other metrics may be changed incrementally until a current user performance level corresponds to an expectation level of a particular user currently playing the game. At this time, the user expectation level may be changed, and the process may be repeated as skills of the user are developed over time. The technology certainly seems to do a few steps above where video games are currently at, but given the advances of AI across the industry, it's perhaps closer than we think. So once again, it's kind of like the big picture of this. They're utilizing big sources of data to go and collectively make things happen. So let's go and say you have 1 million people playing a certain game, and 1 million people can usually go and respond really quickly, beat this boss really quickly, or whatever it might be. And if you're somehow on the lower percentage, like a 90% or so, and you're like worse, the game itself will be like, hey, let's maybe try to put you into the average projectiles, maybe put you in like the average 50% and kind of see if he keeps on going lower or not. Because a lot of the times people want to play games. People want to enjoy their experience. And as well, when it comes to something like a PlayStation or Xbox or console plays, sometimes you'll sit there and you'll go and you'll realize like, hey, like this is fun. I want to keep playing. And sometimes you maybe get frustrated if you keep on losing. And as well, when it comes to consoles, they want you to be playing as long as possible. They want you to have 5 hours on PlayStation rather than an hour. They don't want you getting frustrated. They'd rather use an algorithm and AI to go and interpret when, where, and how you'd want to play a game and how you'd want to do it. So at the end of the day, it's very intriguing technology because I think it's cool. And we've seen some very intriguing patents too as well, where they just adjust up the games and game stuff in the first place. But when it comes to all this type of stuff, it's intriguing because I could see people utilizing this. And Sony's also been trying to go push a lot of like accessibility. So imagine someone maybe with a disability. It would also be very nice to maybe they go and live adjust the game on the fly. So if they need help, they can. If they don't need help, they don't need it. Now, when it comes to other various things too, maybe you're really good. And I almost want to see the extreme opposites, where what if someone's like a speedrunner, or what if someone's like the top 1% of how hard a game could be if they actually allow it. Let's say a game usually has 10 usual enemies, they have 25 because they're going through the game and they're very good, or they're speedrunning the game. Overall, I think it's a very nifty piece of technology, and I do think it'd be intriguing to see, especially as PlayStation focuses a lot more on single-player narrative games. Think God of War, Horizons, even think more of like Uncharted or even Spider-Man's. So I think at the end of the day, it seems like there's some cool potential on this patent itself, and while it may not be as cool as like hot and cold controllers or whatever it may be, I still think it's kind of not fun to go and see actual gameplay changes for the future of gaming as a whole. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below in case you guys would like to go and follow up on either side, and check out the Samsung Chrome permission link down below if you guys want to do the pre-orders and such. Hashtag ad, and of course we'll be doing out some cool little tweets and mentions on the Genshin concert if you guys are curious, want to hear about that. So I appreciate y'all so much for watching. You guys are all beautiful, and I'll see you guys all throughout today for more videos.